Good morning, welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, March the 13th. It is Friday the 13th. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for watching. If you are a first timer, welcome. If you're a returner, welcome back. Thank you. Let's see, quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and that one goes for 5 hours. And today we are looking at the rest of the cozy mysteries that were published this week. We ended here on Monday. Nobody's Baby by Olivia Waite, second in the Dorothy Gentleman. Welcome to the HMS Fairweather, Her Majesty's most luxurious interstellar passenger liner. Room and board are included. New bodies are graciously provided upon request, and should you desire a rest between lifetimes, your mind shall be most carefully preserved in glass in the library, shielded from every danger. A wild baby appears. Dorothy Gentleman, ship's detective, is put to the test once again when an infant is mysteriously left on her nephew's doorstep. Fertility is supposed to be on pause during Fairweather's journey across the stars, but humans have a way of breaking any rule you set them. Who produced this child, and why did they then abandon him? And as her nephew and his partner get more and more attached, how can Dorothy prevent her colleague and rival detective LaLoupe, a stickler for law and order, from classifying the baby as a stowaway or a piece of luggage? I need a glug of coffee. Vet the whistle. Tides and Secrets by Shelley Weiss, book 2 in the Moonlit Charm series. When marine biologist Joe Winters vanishes off the misty shores of Moon's Landing, shop owner Ellie Bennett is drawn into a mystery that runs deeper than the sea itself. Old legends resurface, strange lights flicker beneath the waves, and the ocean seems to know her name. Ellie races to uncover the truth before a storm rolls in, but as the currents shift and long-buried secrets rise, she realizes some mysteries were never meant to be solved. I love that, short and sweet. Teases you and leaves. You want to know more? Check it out. You don't have to give the entire plot. Murder and the Vault, 7th in the Taco Truck Mysteries by Dennis Schock. Sid and Kira are enjoying breakfast on a local cafe's patio when they're interrupted by screams coming from the McDuffie Museum. Burritos and biscuits forgotten, they rush across the street and find themselves in the middle of a panicked rescue attempt. When things don't go as planned, Sid finds herself deep in the investigation but only seems to uncover more questions and no answers. Meanwhile, Kira has her hands full when locals recruit her to investigate why their homes are being broken into but not burglarized. With very little evidence beyond the adamant claims of some of Thompson's most vocal citizens, Kira finds herself struggling to make sense of the alleged crimes. Adding fuel to the fire, the emotional tension between Kira and Ray threatens to burn them both, especially once Corn and Daisy get involved. Will their good intentions lead to a new couple in town, or will their plans go up in smoke? End of that road. Biased and Befuddled by Amanda M. Lee, 27th in an Avery Shaw mystery series. A quiet stretch in Macomb County is interrupted by the death of a famous, or rather infamous, local personality. Nick Butterfield is known by almost everybody. He's famous for riding his bicycle even in the dead of winter, knocking on car windows and flipping every member of the community off while unleashing a tirade of disgruntlement if they dare try to talk to him. When he's found dead near his favorite intersection, Avery Shaw assumes he was accidentally hit by a passing motorist. It was bound to happen eventually. The deputy on the scene, however, lets a little something slip, and that is grammatically incorrect. They put an apostrophe. Oh, that bothers me. I am a card-carrying member of the Grammar Police. particularly the adverb division, but every little infraction will bother me. Nick wasn't just hit by a vehicle, he was also shot. Who would want to kill a homeless man, though? Sure, Nick ticked off a lot of people with his antics, but just not enough to kill him. Avery is determined to find answers. Along the way, she's distracted by a group of social media that she didn't know existed until they featured an update on one of her cousins. Are we dating the same guy turns into something fascinating and maybe a little frightening. As she chases answers on Nick, she pokes local politicians about their cameos on her new favorite social media pages. Then her two new passions show signs of colliding. Who wanted Nick dead? Who would kill to keep their secrets from seeing the light of day? Avery is about to find out, one way or another. A Mythical Case of Homicide by Melissa Erin Jackson, 4th, in A Mythical Pet Sitting Mystery. Zombie cactus season has officially begun in Axia, and Deandra is not having a good time. The town is preparing for a festival to honor the versatile plant, and it's giving Dee, a recovering barista, pumpkin spice latte season flashbacks. Most shop owners in Axia are taking part in the cactus-themed festivities, and Quinn and Rularo Greenwood are no exception. Their shop, Inkcraft, is known for its alchemical inks that add magic-powered animation to business cards, signs, and even tattoos. Would that tickle, though? Since the couple will be busy with the festival all weekend, they've opted to leave their Salika at home, where the high-strung, magic-touched ferret will be more comfortable. They've hired a very reluctant Dee to aid in his care. Though the ferret often uses the depths of Rularo's beard as a security blanket, he accepts Dee's calming presence as a passable, if weak, replacement. But when a customer of Rularo's dies because of a poison-laced tattoo, Peril is riddled with guilt. Sure, he could have saved his family from awful allegations had he been with Rolaro at the time of the incident. Uncovering who actually tampered with the tattoo ink is more complicated than Deandra and Peril anticipate. The more they dig, the more they're sure the incident is connected to a sapient animal rights group that has been harassing festival attendees. With the clock ticking toward the end of the 3-day festival, they must ferret out the culprit before the town's horde of cactus-crazed tourists depart Axia, leaving Inkcraft in shambles and taking their secrets with them. Okay. That had a lot of things thrown in there. Snow Angel. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? This is by Cindy Davis, 1st, in Moose Lake, Maine Cozy Mysteries. Avery Winston's dream was to own a company catering to outdoor people. Downhill skiing, dog sledding, fishing trips, everything outdoors. 5 years ago, it came to fruition in Maine on the eastern shore of Moosehead Lake, and she's mega busy. Even so, she and bestie Harper Finn find time to volunteer to supervise the 22nd annual snowman competition on the town square. The gazebo twinkles with lights and a life-size snow woman wearing a blue evening gown and matching feathered boa. The air is festive, animated. Then, as awards are being bestowed to participants, the face of the snow woman splats to the floor, revealing human features, those of Carolyn Caldwell. Ew. Sure, the woman was a chronic liar, disliked by many, but is that a reason to murder her and hide the body that way? Someone thinks so. When townfolk keep coming to Avery with their questions and confessions, she's unwillingly drawn into the investigation. The mess that results is nothing compared to the arrival of a voice from Avery's past. Someone thought dead and buried, literally. Speaking of snow, we have it out there. 5 inches so far. Winter is back. However, next weekend it's going to be in the 80s. But yes, we've got about 3 days of winter ahead. Inevitable, not unexpected, but unwelcome. Laura Childs has a new one in her Tea Shop Mysteries. This is 30th in that series. Good for her. Death at a Firefly Tea. As fireflies dazzle like tiny glowing lanterns, tea maven Theodosia hosts an elegant evening tea on the patio of the Tangled Rose B&B. But in this gentle darkness, an intruder has made their way in and slipped deadly drugs into the baked Alaska of Mrs. Van Cortlandt, one of Charleston's local grand dames. Shocked by this brazen act, urged on by Mrs. V's grieving son, Theodosia begins her own shadow investigation. Soon she finds herself at odds with a greedy developer, the questionable residents of Honey Badger House, a vengeful ex-daughter-in-law, ne'er-do-well relatives, and a housekeeper who knows all the secrets. As Theodosia hosts a Moulin Rouge tea and a Queen Victoria tea, her tea sommelier Drayton is assaulted by a masked stranger and the fiancé of Mrs. V's son is kidnapped. It's only on this starry night black tie ball that Theodosia stumbles upon the killer and gets pulled into a dramatic life and death chase. End of that one. Lena says, I am good, just finished reading The End of the World as We Know It. Nice. We'll give it to you. Yay. Congratulations. Woo. Good job. Proving Time by Millie Bramley, second in the Death and Sourdough series. Well, that's fun. Eliza Hartwell's bakery is finally open, her sourdough is finally worth eating, and Millbrook is finally starting to feel like home. When the village fete arrives, and with it Camilla Vance, nationally feared food critic, celebrity judge, and a woman whose reviews have closed restaurants, destroyed livelihoods, and left a trail of ruined careers from London to Edinburgh. Within hours of arriving, she has managed to offend virtually everyone in the village. When Camilla collapses on the village green after eating one of Eliza's lavender scones, the finger of suspicion points squarely at the baker, her recipe, her ingredients, her competition entry. With her bakery sealed as a crime scene for the second time in a year, Eliza must clear her own name while uncovering which of her neighbors is hiding a motive sharp enough to kill, and a secret patient enough to wait for exactly the right moment. It is a pretty cover. A Summertime Murder by Mary Grand. Let's double check this date. Doesn't say what order it is in the series. Susan never imagined herself an amateur sleuth, and she certainly never goes looking for trouble, preferring days spent walking her loyal dogs Libs and Rocco, and maybe even a dip in the sea to cool off after this interminable heat wave. When she hears of a break-in at the vet's where her new neighbor works, Susan's curiosity is piqued, and then a few days later, the lead vet, Peter, mysteriously disappears. They assume it's business-related until his body is washed up on the beach close to his cliff-top home. Susan is convinced he was murdered and slowly discovers that each of the small group of suspects has a motive. Is the killing linked to the break-in, or is this a crime of passion? Once again, Susan finds herself piecing together clues in her search for the truth. Can she untangle the lies before someone else dies? That was also a pretty cover. Death Among the Daisies by Christy T. Dixon, sixth in the Clover Haven Mysteries. When a traveling reptile expo's organizer turns up dead, flower shop owner Neely Kelter finds herself tangled in a mystery crawling with secrets no one wants exposed. With fear spreading faster than rumors, Neely realizes someone is manipulating the chaos, and she may be the next target. With Troy at her side, Neely digs deeper into a case where nothing adds up and everyone seems to be hiding something. As danger slithers closer to home, she will have to trust her instincts and the man she loves to survive. A mystery that is anything but cold-blooded. Death on the Deck by Kelly Mason, 8th in the Lady Ellen Investigates series. All aboard for a 1920s voyage where murder strikes at sea. ... Lady Ellen is bound for Cairo, determined to enjoy a well-earned rest after a turbulent year. With her ward, Lottie Penny, and her loyal dog Prince, she boards the SS Malvina, expecting nothing more taxing than deck games, evening gowns, and the promise of sunshine at the end of the journey. Once aboard, she's surprised to find several familiar faces among the first-class passengers. Though their presence hints at potential complications, Ellen is resolved to arrive in Egypt refreshed and ready to begin a new chapter alongside Captain Ernest Hamilton. Yet, January seas are rarely gentle. When a passenger is found shot on the open deck, the illusion of safety shatters. Whispers ripple through the corridors, alibis shift like the tide, and suspicion tightens within the ship's polished lounges and moonlit promenade. With danger confined within steel walls and no one able to escape, Ellen finds herself drawn once more into the hunt for a cold-blooded killer. End of that row. One more, last one. The Paw Print Murder by Karen Lee Charles, second in the Becca Flynn mysteries. Cat shows can be murder. Conflicted about quitting her private investigator gig and pursuing her art full-time, Becca puts the decision on hold to attend the Easter egg extravaganza, the final cat show of the season. But when the event kicks off, Tutu, the feline tied for first place with Becca's cat Jasper, vanishes. Becca's sure Tutu didn't escape on her own. She suspects foul play, but the local TV station sensationalizes the story and fingers Becca as the thief. To clear her name, Becca dives back into detective mode. There's no way she'd snatch Tutu just to take home a trophy. While she's searching for the catnapper, a trail of blood-stained paw prints leads to something far worse, a dead body. Now it's clear, someone at the show, an exhibitor, vendor, judge, or fan, is a killer. Teaming up with a wannabe investigative reporter, Becca starts untangling the clues, but when a curious photograph surfaces offering a lead, she realizes she's in more danger than she ever expected. And that is it for this week. There were 25 of them. I think I am marked safe from getting them. That's good. Alrighty. Well, next week we'll be looking at a whole new batch of books being published. Starting on Monday with more cozy mysteries. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. for 5 hours. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to work. After that, going to hunker down, see how much of the white stuff falls today, and hopefully not go anywhere. Maybe read a good book. I'm on the hunt. I finished something last night, and I just don't know what I want to read, so I'm in hunt mode there too. All right, thank you. Be safe. Be cool or warm wherever you are as the weather is going yo-yoing all over the place. Read good books, and as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.